Recently, the scientists of Earth made an amazing discovery. A bunny named Momo lives on the moon.
Roscoe Green! Flying Spaghetti Monster. Church of the Pastafarians represent. How you doing tonight, Roscoe?
Recently, the scientists of Earth made an amazing discovery. A bunny named Momo lives on the moon.
You're doing great. I am happy to hear that. Are you working tonight? Oh man. Yeah, I worked today too. I was like, I just the plight of our generation. Oh man. I'm trying to get everything organized here, trying to wait for people like to show up and stuff. Like, oh crap, I forgot to look up the moral dilemma thing that we're gonna do tonight. Alright, I got it. Cool. We're gonna do some art tonight. We're gonna just generally be awesome. I'm gonna bring you all up to the moon, and then we're all gonna just have a total blast on the moon. I'm gonna have to switch chairs tomorrow night. This chair, I gotta write that down. This chair is squeaky as crap. "7 days off." I hope you're getting paid. I hope it's paid vacation. I hope you say 7 days, and I hope that they're like, yeah, this dude's so awesome and cool and stuff, and that he is doing such a great job, he gets a paid vacation. In fact, I wish they would pay you triple while you were off. we're gonna do a really cool philosophical experiment. You may have heard of it at some point. Alright, I think it's about time. You ready to go? Roscoe, you ready to come up to the moon with me? Thanks for being here. We got some more people in the chat room, but you guys can just listen if you want to. Nobody is obligated or forced ever to participate. No one, I don't want anyone.
Recently, the
Hold on, I'll talk about it once
scientists
we get
of
to the
Earth
moon.
made an amazing discovery. A bunny named Momo lives on the moon.
Yes, I do. Alright, we ready?
Initiating moon travel. Please prepare yourself as we make our way through space. Make sure you take some deep, soothing breaths. We're now on our way to visit Momo. We're now approaching the surface of the moon. Please prepare yourself for landing by taking additional deep, soothing breaths. Inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Thank you for choosing moon travel. We hope you travel with us again soon.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Roscoe. I am Momo the Moon Bunny. No, the mic was not on. The mic, I turned it down for... Yeah, sorry everybody. Is the music okay though? Like, yeah. I'm Momo the Moon Bunny. Welcome to the moon. I hope everybody is, like, having a wonderful night. I know that Roscoe, at the very least, is having a wonderful night. Welcome, Panda. Welcome in. Welcome, Roscoe. I am so happy that we're all here together. I'm so happy that we're all here together on the moon, the most awesome place in the entire cosmos. And what I was saying earlier, what I was trying to say before I muted myself and made the decision to be muted on stream for no apparent reason, is that I don't want anyone to ever feel any kind of pressure to participate in the chat. This is a zero pressure zone. No one is ever obligated. You can lurk. I am happy if you lurk. Lurk all day long, lurk all night long. I just want you to be able to feel awesome. I want you to be able to be here with me on the moon, soaking up the sunlight, looking at the earth, feeling all the vibes. We have a Halloween stream coming up on October 31st, Halloween night proper. I'm pretty sure that one's going to be starting around 8:30 Central. Pretty sure, maybe 9. The original plan is Blockhead and I were going to do the stream, and then we were going to raid Ben Monster TV, but as Robot Dawn informed me, Blockhead, I'm going to refund those points. No, I'm not doing the bunny dance right now. I'm speaking. Like Judge Judy. I'm speaking. No, we're gonna do I'll do the bunny dance later. So I'll tell you guys my latest adventure. Dance, bunny dance. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting is dance, bunny dance. Like dance, bunny dance. Okay. That's all you're gonna get. I can dance for you later. Okay. Anyway, so here's what's going on with Twitch. So I have been meaning to download the VODs and upload them to my YouTube account, right? And it's unfortunate, but I noticed that part of one of my videos was muted, and I was like, what's that about? And I checked it out, and apparently Twitch said that some of the music was like copyrighted or something. And but then when I looked at the songs that it was accusing me of having put into my stream, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not right. And I went back to all of my songs. I went through the library of songs that I have that I put in that art stream, and sure enough, I was correct that, and I'm having to appeal something on Twitch for the first time. And to my knowledge, I mean, the songs have completely different titles and they sound completely different. So, and actually one of the things it was accusing me of, I was like, well, I can't actually find this song online. That doesn't seem to exist. It doesn't seem to be a real song. So I wonder if it's one of those cases of like they have AI doing it or something, and the AI is doing a particularly bad job. So who knows? Who knows? What do y'all think about dreams? Do y'all remember dreams? Use OBS, save a local copy of your computer can handle it. If your computer, yeah, I do use OBS. I didn't realize you could do like a, yeah, I knew what you meant, Roscoe. I didn't know you could like save a local copy like while you were, oh, you know what? I guess you can start streaming and you can start recording all at the same time, right? I don't know if the computer would be able to do that. This is an old computer. It's an old computer, unfortunately. Well, anyway, what do y'all think about dreams? Do y'all remember your dreams? I am big into Jungian psychology, and I'm big into like dream interpretation and like what do your dreams mean? What is your mind trying to tell you? What are you concerned about? Yeah, Roscoe, I think we have like a terabyte on this computer, and I don't think it would. I don't think we have enough storage on this really old computer, and that would make it go even slower. I need a new computer, but that's like, you know, not going to be any time in the near future. And besides that, I would get a new iPad before I got a new computer, because this other iPad like loses charge every too much. Ever have a dream where you fight with your spouse and wake up mad at them? I have never had that dream. Now, I have heard of, I've had friends who were recounting their dreams to other friends, and they were like, you're getting mad at me for something that happened in your dream, right? But no, never had a dream where I fought with Blockhead and woke up angry with Blockhead. Never happened. But this morning I had a dream that was incredibly weird. I dreamt I was lying in bed, right? And all of a sudden, it was like light outside. It was probably like 7 in the morning, so it was already light outside. And all of a sudden it got dark, and I was like, okay, what happened? Was somebody like just shining a light toward the window? Because sometimes in this neighborhood, when people are out like walking their dogs or something, they have their phones on, they have like a flashlight or something, and like, you know, if it hits your window, obviously it's gonna light up, you're gonna see that, right? Well, I rolled over and checked my phone, and my phone said it was like 11:14 a.m. And I was like, okay, if it's 11:14 a.m., why is it so dark outside? So I got up and I was like, okay, something's going on, something's very weird. And I realized I was still asleep. I was dreaming. And I even said it out loud to myself. I was like, oh, am I dreaming? And like, I had like some kind of weird crackling flash moment, but I was in my bedroom in my dream, and it was kind of off now that I think about it. And my dog was in her bed. Like, it was a very, very weird situation. But the next part is like, I went up to the window and I was able to put my arm through the window, and then it turned into kind of like a scarecrow arm, which was very, very weird. I went out through the window and I was outside, and there were big piles of ice everywhere. And the outside of the place, like, looks completely different. It doesn't look like what our complex looks like. So it was very unnerving. It was very, very weird, because I don't have a lot of dreams where I thought that I woke up. And like, this was like really, like, I genuinely thought that I was awake. Like, even down to the point of like rolling over and picking up my phone and looking at it. Like, that was the weirdest part. Like, if I mean, I don't know, like, Like, if that dream had been a little more realistic, if it hadn't had like the weird scarecrow arm part and stuff like that, I might, feel like I am cracking up in this moment, because it was pretty amazing to be standing in my bedroom in my dream and to like, yeah, I don't know. I have dreams like that sometimes. It's just not really frequent. Blackhead, ever had a dream that you're doing the little weird bit from the kid who can't seem to get his words out. Okay, well, yeah. All right, we're going to do a philosophical experiment, everybody. You ready? Are you ready to do this experiment? I'm still sniffling. I had a dream as a kid, I still remember it. Captain Hook was shooting cannonballs at my house. That's an oddly specific dream, Roscoe. I would be very upset if Captain Hook was shooting cannonballs at my house. Blockhead, green. Yes, green indeed. Bunny dance, bunny dance, bunny dance for you. There you go. Okay, are you guys ready? You ready for our philosophical experiment? This is called the Heinz Dilemma. You may have heard of it. You may have heard of this before. If you heard it before, then it's like, just roll with it. A woman was on her deathbed. There was one drug that the doctors said would save her. It was a form of radium that a druggist in the same town had recently discovered. The drug was expensive to make, but the druggist was charging 10 times what the drug cost him to produce. He paid $200 for the radium and charged $2,000 for a small dose of the drug. The sick woman's husband, Heinz, went to everyone he knew to borrow money, but he could only get together about $1,000, which is half of what it cost. He told the druggist that his wife was dying and asked him to sell it cheaper or let him pay later. But the druggist said, "No, I discovered the drug and I'm going to make money from it." So Heinz got desperate and broke into the man's laboratory to steal the drug for his wife. Should Heinz have broken into the laboratory to steal the drug for his wife? Why or why not? This is actually an experiment that's done where it shows like the levels of moral reasoning. So I want to hear chat's ideas. Should Heinz have done this? Should he have stolen the drug or not? I'll give you my thoughts, but after I want to hear everybody else's thoughts first. The limit does not exist. Sometimes the limit does exist, and the reason the limit does not exist in that case is because it was a particular math problem. Back to the Heinz dilemma. I want to hear. I'm pretty sure this happens all the time anyway, but people usually just die. Well, that's not the thing though. Roscoe, the question here is not a matter of does it happen? The question is, should he steal the drug? Is it okay? Is it morally acceptable for Heinz to steal the drug? His wife is sick. He has half the money, and the drug actually only costs $200. But the druggist is charging 10 times. Okay, yeah, you say yes. Okay, Roscoe, why is it okay for him to steal the drug? I'll tell you my thoughts after I hear yours. Oh, I see what's happening. This part of the moon portal is it's not working very well. So the druggist is being too greedy. But isn't stealing against the law? Steal the drug and steal everything else from the druggist, like his wife. Okay. I mean, okay, Roscoe, if you're saying the druggist is being too greedy, isn't stealing against the law, and isn't big companies steal from us every day anyway? Okay, but does making like okay, two wrongs don't make a right. If someone's stealing from you, stealing is wrong. So like, but three might make a left. I don't know that is entirely accurate either. Three rights make a left sounds very much like something that dad must have said that a lot whenever y'all were kids, because that sounds like something he would walk around saying. I can see mom saying, you know, two wrongs don't make a right, and then dad saying, but three rights make that. Your parents said that 100%. I guarantee. That's where you got it from. Okay. So the object here, of course, is to. No, he said home again, jiggity jig jig. That's interesting. The object here is to figure out the moral reasoning. So the question is, Roscoe, by your logic, you're saying the big companies steal from us every day anyway. So by your logic, it's okay to steal because somebody else is stealing. Somebody else is already doing it. That actually kind of brings us to an interesting question. Like, is it okay to steal? If really what you're saying, Roscoe, is that like we're exploited. So people are exploited, and the people who are doing the exploiting are stealing from us. But because we're the ones being exploited, it's kind of justified if we do the stealing, right? Something like that. That's kind of like where it goes. But then, you know, the thing is, if you break one law, where does it stop? What's the purpose of having laws? You stole my heart, Momo, and now you will dance in retribution. Do the bunny dance. Do the bunny dance. It's like that one song, the I can't believe I captured your heart. I don't know who that is, Roscoe. I wish I did, but like I don't know who that is. Should I know who that is? Is that is this a name that I should recognize? The inventor of the polio vaccine that should. Oh, okay, right. You know, didn't that happen with insulin as well? I'm pretty sure something similar happened with insulin, that it was sold at like a very low price so that people would be able to have access to it. Yeah. Well, then I agree with that. Well, since Blockhead is not contributing anything to the conversation about Heinz, actually Blockhead and I have already had this conversation. Then evil companies bought it and changed the patent so they can jack up the price. Yep. His partner was Matt Plepper. Together they were Salk and Plepper. Yeah, that's genius, Blockhead. Love how you bring the dad jokes. I appreciate it. Choke yourself? I already have enough breathing problems. I don't need to choke myself too. Yeah, so okay. My perspective of it is that in a situation like that, I would say under most circumstances, stealing is wrong. You shouldn't take something from somebody else. That being said, this is a life-saving drug. And there's no reason that the druggist who discovered it should hoard the drug in that way, especially since it only costs him $200 to get the materials. He's charging 10 times as much. There's no reason. It's not like he's even if he just charged twice as much, you know, and recouped some of his cost or whatever and had profit. Like, there's no reason to charge 10 times as much. It's silly to prioritize his ownership over the drug and his decision to charge that much for the drug over the life of another person. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So that's where I am with it. I'm like that's like in the broad sense. It's ridiculous where you set rules that cause problems for other people and then penalize these people for breaking the rules that were causing their issues to begin with. It's complete and utter nonsense. Kind of like some of the stuff that happens in certain religious traditions as well, you know, like, yeah. So that's why our one philosophical thing. I have other philosophical things too, but that was like the most recent one that I had. It's like keeping wages artificially low and then getting mad for people for needing government assistance. Well, yeah. Yeah. It's like, you know, attempting to... Somebody earlier today, I saw someone who said something to the effect of like, there is this whole obscene thing where people will refuse to do any kind of monetary audits of a billionaire, but they will dissect a person who is using SNAP benefits. They'll dissect their grocery cart like it's a crime scene. And the number of people, like people just seem to assume, for instance, that people who are using food stamps and are using some kind of assistance aren't working. That there's always that assumption is like almost always there, almost every time. And I'm like, what if I told you that a lot of the people, if not most of the people, I actually think it's almost all the people who are receiving food stamps are employed. They're gainfully employed. It's like mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Watching people on TikTok get angry that somebody can use SNAP benefits to buy Oreos or Little Debbie snack cakes or something like that. Being angry about that just seems ridiculous. Right, but we are subsidizing corporations that don't want to pay anybody. Yeah. And a lot of them have found out recently. A lot of them got really, really excited about the prospect of AI. Okay? And because of my work, there are things I can't talk about of what I know and what I don't know with that. There's stuff I can't tell you guys. I can just kind of broadly tell you that I kind of work in that field. And at best, AI is like a tool like anything else. It takes a human to come and use that tool and like streamline and do whatever, right? This weird notion that some of the companies have had that they were going to fire people and replace them with AI, that just doesn't work. That doesn't work because like you always need like a human. Like it's not anywhere near that level. It's not anywhere near the level where you can just replace people. So I don't know. Right now we're just firing people and not replacing them with anything. That also seems like a foolish thing to do. I don't know, genuinely, I don't know what they think they're going to accomplish in doing that. It's kind of like horrifying. It's kind of horrifying, really, the way that, companies just don't care about people. Everything's so impersonal. Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. There are other. You guys want to do some more philosophical stuff? Let's do some more. Let's do some more philosophy. Okay. This is called the Ship of Theseus. There's a very well used boat. During the life of the ship, the parts break down and are replaced. The mast, for instance, is lost in a storm, and so they get a new one. Some of the wood rots, and it's replaced with fresh timber. And the bolts and nails holding it together rust away, and are replaced with fresh nails. Eventually, none of the original materials that made up the ship are there. Yet the boat still sails, same as ever. Is this the same boat or a different boat now? So think of it, this boat has had all of its parts over the course of years and years of use. The boat, all of the parts of the boat have been replaced. Is it the same boat? This is like an interesting problem of identity. It's like an interesting idea of what makes something something. How do we identify things? Is it the same boat? This one's kind of tough. And I think that you could kind of come down on either side of it, which is sort of like the point, is to get people to think. What do you guys think? Is it the same boat if you replace all the parts over the years? But they weren't all replaced at the same time. It wasn't like you just bought a new boat. You could take that with anything too. It would be like, you know, with your computer or something. Like if you replace all the parts of your computer over the years, then eventually you had like all new parts. You know, is it the same computer as before? That might not work as well because the hard drive might stay in it. You might still have like the same hard drive. But I guess if you're replacing the hard drive, but what about like your data that's on the computer, right? Like what about all your data? You know, like is it the same computer? It's a kind of a tough question. I think I would probably err on the side of saying that it is technically a different boat, but it's sort of like performing the same function. Sadly, they made new parts that are not compatible with older parts, so you'd have to replace them with the entire computer. Anyway, well, yeah, so computer is probably not the best thing. Yeah, computers go obsolete pretty quickly. Where did Blockhead go? Blockhead, come back and join us. Come talk to me and Roscoe. Chad, if you didn't know, Roscoe is my brother-in-law.
Best bubbles pop.
I did dance the bunny dance. It's the bunny dance. It's the funny dance. It's a bunny dance. It's the bunny dance. It's the bunny dance. Funny dance. It's the bunny dance. See a dance. There you go. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, guys? I forgot to... There you go. I was gonna like... Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're all just hanging out for the moment anyway, so... We're all hanging out. Having fun with our philosophical questions. Actually, you know what? I want to find a question I've never done before. I want to find one that I've not thought about. This is the Parfit teletransportation variation. A person steps into a transportation machine. The first part of the transportation machine scans the person's body and then vaporizes it, destroying it completely. The second part of the transportation machine then prints out an identical version of the person, using some bioinks that they had on hand. The copy has all the same mental and physical attributes of the original, along with all the memories of the original. Is this person the same person, or a new and different person? In this case, I would definitely err on the side of this is a different person. This is almost a plot up to timeline. I would err on the side of saying that if you vaporized me but made a cell-for-cell copy of me across the universe somewhere, if it destroyed me right now, there's a difference between saying, like, okay, say that the transportation machine was taking each atom of my body and moving it across the universe. That's not the same thing as, like, completely vaporizing this form, right? It's actually moving the current form somewhere else. But the idea that you are vaporizing the person, I would definitely lean into, well, no, they're not the same person. It's a copy of the person. It's a clone of the person, but it is not the same person. It's kind of wild to think about that, because the thing that would not be copied over in that case, even if they have all the memories, the thing that's not copied over would be the awareness. The particular awareness that is in one locality would not be in... There would be a different awareness in the new person. Blockhead, really don't go there, okay, dude? Like, don't go there talking about that. That's like a dumb conspiracy theory. And the reason I'm not a fan of conspiracy theories is because there are people out there who are just not bright enough to understand when people are joking about stuff like that. They're not bright enough to know whenever someone says something to the effect of, like, you know, Avril Lavigne was replaced or something like that. I mean, it's a joke, but there are people out there who will come up with all of this, like, bizarre stuff about how that's real and it really happened and stuff. And it all starts out as jokes, and then people who are just not bright think that it's for real. And I would advise against that. So yeah, I want to do a different philosophical problem though. That's basically the same one. I want to find like another one and see. Okay. This one's called Social Media Misinformation. You have just successfully launched a social media company that allows users to debate, discuss, and share information about a variety of issues. Initially, this seemed to go great, and a lot of genuine dialogue was generated. However, recently, you notice that a lot of people and even more organizations are either intentionally or unwittingly sharing information that is false or misleading. Moreover, these false posts seem to be generating a lot of interest on your platform. Some of these false posts are even being made by prominent politicians. Do you have a moral obligation to flag or remove this false information? Do you have a free speech obligation to allow users to freely voice their views even if they are spreading misinformation? What should you do as the owner of this social media platform? Yes, to which part, Roscoe? I think in this case, yeah, flag it. I agree. You cannot have a social media platform, even one that focuses on people saying whatever they want. You can't have a platform that has no boundaries and no rules. You have to have a basic level of, okay, it's one thing to talk about something like religious beliefs or something, because a lot of, religions are old, and it's like, there's a wide variety of opinion. In some cases, it's like, people are just relaying, this group of people believes this. That's not the same thing as people getting on there and just making up stuff actively on the platform. And I think that, yeah, you do have an obligation. Free speech is, flag it, leave it up, citing the First Amendment, even though companies have no obligation to follow. So that's what I was going to say. The First Amendment has to do more with the government cannot come along and censor you. The government should not be involved with coming to your platform and telling people what they can and cannot post on there. But even that, there are things in the law that have to do with free speech, that have to do with, if you, what is it, inciting people to violence and so on. You cannot tell people, from what I understand, you cannot tell people to go and do something as a person. You cannot tell people to go and do some violent thing. You cannot say that. You can be arrested for that. The First Amendment is what the government is currently breaking by arresting people. Yep, that's true. Sorry guys, I made some delicious tuna croquettes. and some kind of Tex-Mex macaroni and cheese earlier, and it's a little bit trying to avenge itself. They were really good. This water is really good too. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Do you just remember because we're going to be healers? Yeah. That's what I always tell people. I always say, look, as far as the president himself goes, he may never face like consequences in terms of like prison time. But all of those cronies surrounding him, like I would bet on. I would probably bet on a lot of them are going to rot in prison. If you vaporize water and reassemble it somewhere else, is it still the same H2O? I mean, I suppose. Because technically, if you're taking the vapor and you're moving the vapor itself, you're not rebuilding. It's not like, so the difference, Blockhead, is that imagine that you melt an ice cube in one location and then somebody is freezing an ice cube in another location. It's not the same ice cube just because, yeah, you know, unless it's the same like atoms. The president and his cabinet are going to Argentina. Well, thanks for letting us know, Roscoe. Like, yeah, I heard that we were bailing them out and stuff. I heard that was the latest I heard about that. I try not to talk too much about political stuff because I'm not a person who should be talking about those things for no other reason than I do not have the expertise necessary to offer commentary. There are way too many podcast bros out there. Way too many people who do not know what they are talking about, who are up there babbling. So don't take what I'm talking about like in any official capacity. There are people who are way brighter than I am when it comes to politics and way more knowledgeable, way more informed, and can explain things to you a lot better than I can. I am not that person, but that doesn't mean I don't have like. I mean, I can tell you that you know, there's a lot of misinformation. The problem is the misinformation goes throughout the political landscape. It's not like confined, even though I'm going to say it delicately. The misinformation, but more so the disinformation campaigns go throughout the political landscape. It's not contained in one side or the other or any part of the spectrum, but it is heavily concentrated. Not contained, but heavily concentrated in one direction. Heavily concentrated. So yeah. I think we should go to the art screen and we should do some art. What you guys think? You guys want to see some art? You want to see some art? Let's do some spooky things. Yeah, well, hopefully I'm not going to get in trouble with Twitch. Considering that there's music on the art stream, that this is the music soundtrack that they flagged, and I had to sign that whole form talking about, you know, I'm pretty sure that must happen to people a lot where like it says something about the music or whatever and it mutes a stream. It mutes part of the stream because it says, oh, the music is like copyrighted or whatever. And generally I wouldn't care, except that because I used to not like download the VODs anyway. I never like saved them or anything. I just kind of like let them hang around for a while. So yeah. What do you think we want to do, guys? We're gonna do abstract art. Let's do Let's do my weird abstract art. Let's do the whole thing where I just kind of like do scribbles and stuff. I'm really craving some sweet tea right now. How we doing, chat? We're doing good? Are we all glad that Momo's streaming again? I'm bringing a little bit of stability to the world. You know, talking about all the chaos of the society and the election and stuff like that, and everything that happened and what's going on politically and what's going on culturally and all of these things. It feels like I can bring a little bit of the goodness into the world by kind of being here and being sort of a stabilizing factor. Blockhead is always like, I admire your optimism. I don't know what's going to happen with the future of the United States. I do know that at least a few people are optimistic. Probably more so than I am, even though I said I'm the most optimistic person that I know. People who are optimistic, and they said that the pendulum is going to swing back in the other direction. And this bizarre whole anti-intellectual thing that's been like, you know, what's going on, the whole anti-intellectual nonsense is going to fall. All my sinus stuff wears off around this time. I probably need to start taking my sinus medication earlier. Yeah, it's swinging harder and harder. The anti-intellectual stuff is going to fall, and right now there is a certain candidate running in New York that is very young and good looking and charismatic, and destroyed two other people in a debate, and that's looking pretty bright for the people of New York. That's like a kind of, I would say that Mamdani is sort of like the parallel to Obama, but like on like the level of like a governor. You know, I would say that like probably the kind of the sense of hope and optimism and so on that people are feeling, like for, did I say governor? No, he's a mayor. Like mayor. I don't know. But like for New York City, what I mean is like I think that Mamdani is bringing it the level as a mayor, the potential mayor. I think that it feels sort of like the enthusiasm people have for him is kind of like rooted in like hey, you know, this feels like the right step to go. It feels like there's going to be real solutions to real problems. And a lot of times that's all people are asking from politicians. I'm definitely one of those people where I'm like, I'm going to take what I can get. I see all kinds of amazing things. Actually, you know what? What I need to do is, hold on. But yeah, there's no reason. I mean, I don't know. There's like, I try to figure out how to say this. There are plenty of reasons in the world and in the United States to be bothered, to be upset, and so on. And I don't want to dismiss the very real concerns that like all of us have. I don't think anybody's concerns should be dismissed. But there's a difference between like some of the people who are very doomerist about everything, where it seems like they would rather just fall down before they've ever gotten up. They feel if it's like instead of like trying to take a step or run or whatever or get something accomplished, they seem to be like, oh well, I'm just gonna go ahead and give up and we're just gonna fall and fail. And I'm like, I don't understand that mentality at all. I'm like, no, there's plenty of stuff you can do, even if it's just like being, mean to Mike Johnson, like, and calling him a dweeb. Which, by the way, I have noticed more and more people are calling Mike Johnson a dweeb. Momo may have started a trend. I'm like, hashtag bully Mike Johnson. You know what? I should probably not be. I realize what I should. That's what's messing me up. I don't know what's going to become of this. I don't know what's going to become of. Hey Roscoe, since you're here, like, okay, since you and Blackhead are here, do we have confirmation on Thanksgiving? Do we have any idea what's happening with Thanksgiving at this point? Do we have confirmation? I would like to have. We're all staying with Dad, okay. And we're all sure this. Dad has invited us because the last time whenever we were talking about it, he was saying that, we had not been invited yet. And I was like, oh, well, I guess we need to check back in. As far as that's what's going on, yeah. Should I probably double check on that? I haven't figured out what we're gonna do with Wicked yet, like, because the plan that Emily and I had, or Lava and I had this plan that we were gonna see the second part of Wicked on Black Friday, but Lava also sent me something where, like, I think it's through Fandango. Like, you can actually like get tickets through Fandango to watch the second part of Wicked on Amazon, while it's still in theaters. So we're going to find out. We're gonna see what happens with all of that. Yeah, I've seen people say so many. With like the SNAP benefits running out, I've just seen people say such disgusting things. I know I said I was going to talk about politics, but I actually wonder when people say stuff like that. I wonder like how some people live with themselves, because if I like say something to hurt someone's feelings, like if I snap at Blockhead, like I will like beat myself up for a week over something like that. So when I see people just say terrible things online, I always wonder about that. I always wonder, like, it's like, how do you sleep at night? How do you live with yourself? Like, how do you get on in the world being such a gross person? Sorry excuses for people. Is the music good, everybody? Is it too low? Is it too loud? I had it too loud in some of my earlier streams, so I've been trying to make amends over that. You know, it was cold last night. Last night was like the first like cold night that we have had this autumn. The first truly cold. I think that today, for most of the day, it was so cold that the air conditioner didn't run until I started cooking tonight. It didn't run. We're gonna have a cold Halloween out here. Happy about all that. Oh yeah, Blockhead wanted me to talk about rewatching Damages. So Damages is a great show. Finally, yeah. Finally, it's cold. So Damages is a great show. I rewatched season 1 and 2, and now I have to take a break because I love Damages. I like the fact that it's a very smartly written show. It's a show where none of the characters are good people because they're all like morally, they're either bad people or they're like morally ambiguous at best. If you like legal dramas, if you like gritty legal dramas, then Damages is the show for you. However, Barbara Demages, I just have to say that like I don't know, like 2 seasons is a lot. There's 5 seasons total, and I was just like, okay, look, I enjoyed it, but once it got to the end of season 2, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to take a little break. I watch it on Tubi, so if you got Tubi, you can go watch Damages and enjoy it. It's got Glenn Close and it's got Rose Byrne. That's actually my first encounter, and it's funny because Blockhead and I were like, oh, like in this, like Rose Byrne's name is, her name is Ellen, but then like in Bridesmaids, her name is Helen, and we just kind of thought that was really funny. She's a good actress. Actually, I could also see her playing Scully in the reboot of X-Files, which I'm going to mention every single time. Every single time I stream, I'm gonna mention the X-Files reboot. Melon? Actually, since you used the umlaut, it would be pronounced like melon or something. I think we need to change this right here because this looks too much like a funky genitalia. So we need to do something different with that. Trying to navigate through this new thing, still the new like background for really all we're trying to do right here is get like a trying to get like a weird blurred effect, and now we're gonna try to find. Hold on, let's see. I don't know where the stuff that I would like is. Guess I'm gonna have to go back to the. Oh, no, up, crap, no, bad, no. Wait, bad, not what I meant to do. It's hard to, like, the screen itself is not necessarily the easiest thing to see through my sunglasses, so. There was something on here that I used to use. Oh yeah, it's the noise brush. That's what I wanted. Oh, that's way too much. No, we need something that's like sort of like the. So what we want to do is introduce all the noise into it. We want to. Actually, yeah, that's not right. But no, let's redo that. What we wanted is to, so we could do like a transparency on it. And then we're gonna make it, reduce the opacity on it. All right. And now we're just going to pick out some different sections here, and we're going to. All right, Roscoe, what's your favorite color? Provided you're still around, what's your favorite color? And then Blockhead, I want to know your favorite color. Oh crap! So I picked the wrong thing. Gray is your favorite color? Oh, okay, well, what's your second favorite color? Actually, you know what? No. If you're being serious, like, that's fine. Like, we'll go for it. You like the colors of the wind? Oh, Blockhead. Okay, you said your second favorite is green? Okay. So, I just noticed this music sounds really cool, especially for what I'm doing. And we'll give it like a, we're gonna give it sort of like a gray, like a moss. Like a really desaturated green. I forget where all I picked. Oh, I can't tell. Unfortunately, Blockhead, I do not have access to the colors of the wind on here. I think the next color is going to be yellow. I think I want like a... But it's all thanks to Roscoe. Have you thanked your Roscoe today? I don't even know what that means. Ooh. Oh, you know what? That yellow might not be... That doesn't really stand out enough, but I don't care because... Oh yeah, so like, I was revisiting Dressgate recently. I think we talked about the dress on stream the other day, and like I was revisiting it recently, and I finally found a website, or maybe it was a YouTube video that showed a comparison of the dresses. It showed a comparison of the dress, like how people were perceiving it, and I finally was able to see the white and gold. I was like, oh, I can finally see the white and gold, but it was only in that specific picture. I was like, now I could figure out, I'm like, now I see what you guys are processing. I'm like, now I see what's happening and what you're seeing, like, and that you're completely reading the blue color that I see as like just a straight up gray. And I was like, okay, well, this all makes sense now. Okay. Razzle dazzle, it's time to get frizzle frazzly. We actually need to go in and... Oh crap, it's the wrong color. I don't know why I decided to do abstract art. I don't know what's come over me. But this music just feels like it just fits it so much. And now we're gonna like make this like a blood... We're gonna go for blood red, guys. But no, I'm serious. We're going for the blood red. And now we're gonna be going for a we're gonna go for a like the most saturated possible blue. Oh, I cracked myself up. A beautiful cerulean. It's like, what is it making us feel? What does it make you feel? We're gonna do pink next. not do weird art. We all still chill? Everybody chill? Everybody good? You hanging out with Mo? We're enjoying our evening with Momo? I'll have to give it some more philosophical stuff going on. Don't forget Halloween stream. Halloween stream's coming up. Oh crap. Sometimes I don't focus on what I'm doing. Okay. If I can find a few more places where there's intersections, I might have to go back and redo. Okay, I'll go back and redo that. Oh, and there's like another section where we can get like a... Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant to give it this one. It's not quite weird enough, guys. Needs more weirdness. Have to make everybody proud, right? Actually, what I need to do is I need to go out and like erase some of the tangents that are popped up. There's like a dot right there. I think I'm just gonna have to erase the dot. It's like, that was like... Now I'm going to make Blockhead super happy. Blockhead's about to have the time of his life. That's what happens now. It's too thick. This Blockhead always says, put googly eyes on it. So we are 100% gonna put a bunch of googly
Best bubbles pop.
We're gonna do exactly what Blockhead wants. We're going to give him some googly eyes. I don't want it looking at it directly. Do you like the googly eyes, Blockhead? Are you good with that? Are they to your liking, sir? Oh, I see like one more. I keep seeing spaces on here that I missed. That's what I get for similar. Those are moogly eyes? Okay, well. I tried. I feel like it's still missing something. I just don't know what I want it to have. I feel like there needs to be like some more of the I feel like with the lines and stuff right here, I feel like we need to do like some. Oh, you know what? I don't think there's any color in that either, but I feel like we need to do like stuff like this, like. Still missing something. It's still missing something. Yeah, like talent. It's missing talent. When I like step away from it, I'm kind of like, you know, what is it that I see here? Well, I tried. I feel like there's something. If I could just get the one thing in here that I'm missing, if I could just figure out the one thing that it needs. That kind of creates a focal point for it, but it doesn't like. That kind of gave me an idea. I don't think there's a color in that one. Okay. So maybe we can take that. Let's take the light green. Yeah, that's fine. do like I don't know, maybe that was like a happy accident, right? Maybe that was a happy accident, friends. The dots really are helping it, I think. I think what I should have done is replace some of the lines and squiggles on here with those dots instead. There's also like this weird... Oh, dude, that was like a... I'm so glad that I can do this digitally and fix little mistakes like that. I don't know, it's still missing something, I just don't know. I don't know if I could figure out what it's missing. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to be good here with it. I guess we're gonna have to be like Momo, sign it, and I'm gonna be like, okay, well, let's not use that one. Let's use the regular pen. There we go. Oop, I should probably. All right. Let's go back. I'll take you back. I'll take you back. And we're back. We're back, kids. We're back, mooncakes. We're back on the moon. Well, it's been a fun stream, guys. I enjoyed doing weird art and doing philosophical issues with you all. It's been a nice time. I'm so glad that you all stopped by, and someone was asking me if I was going to stream every night, and I said I'm going to never not stream. Every night I'm going to never not stream. I am 100% so excited to be on here, and I'll find my people and build my audience as time goes on. That's just how it is, right? It's like your friends, your chill friends and so on like that. Yeah, art streams are the best. Art streams are the best. Like I used to, back in the day, chill out with Holly Sulo whenever Holly Sulo still had the stream going and stuff, and that was like Tuesdays and Thursdays used to be really some of my favorite nights of the week because of that. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to recreate all those chill vibes for all of my mooncakes out there, and I hope that everyone's gonna have a good night, and I look forward to Halloween. And remember, once again, Blockhead and I are doing a Halloween stream on Friday, so yeah, you better get ready. Get your candy ready. Get a lot of your stuff ready. You need to be ready. Alan. It's coming. So I'm gonna head us out, and I'm gonna. Well, you know what? First, let me check it out. Let's check it out. Let's see who's streaming. Oh, it looks like. Wait, hold on. Is that? Hold on. Hold up. What's happening here? I'm trying to see if Ben Monster TV is live, or if that's Ben Monster TV that I'm seeing right now on here, because it's not always clear on my phone when I first look. No, it looks like they're. I think they're alive. Anyway, well, we're gonna raid Ben Monster TV. So, friends, I'm gonna put us on the outro screen and get us ready to raid, and I will see y'all next stream.